Hello, my name is Teresita Blanco, the Artsy sister, and today we're gonna be, and this is the Artsy sister talk show, and today we're gonna be discussing aliens in video games, but not all the aliens in all the video games, of course, mostly just the aliens of video games that I have actually played, like the sci-fi genre doesn't really that have you get like gazillions of fantasy games and then only one or two sci-fi games every once in a blue moon. Like just look at your basic game catalog and you realize that this is true. Like the sci-fi genre is quite neglected. But then again, that with magic you can just do whatever. While if you do sci-fi, you gotta be sciencey about it. Well, whatever. I'm getting sidetracked. Like the first alien that I wanted to talk about is like the little aliens from like the Katamari games. The first one that came out, first Katamari game came out in like 2004, and it was action puzzle platformer where you had to where the king of all the cosmos tasked you into rebuilding like the world. Well, the sequel, which is the one that I played, is about rolling up little Katamari stuff because in order to make the fans of the previous game happy. So it was just them tooting their own horn or shameless. But yeah, and then among the things that you roll up are like your cousins and stuff. And I've been thinking that like the way that they roll stuff up, even though they're like doing the beating of like the little human fans, most of the time, especially like very early on, where you have to make a campfire to build a campfire and roll everything up to make a big campfire, like while you're rolling that up, you can actually like end up burning the humans over there, and then they just run away crazy. So most of the time, but other times there's a meteor in a different mission. There's a meteor gonna fall on Earth, and then the little Katamari aliens they're trying to stop the meteor from falling. So then their solution is to gather all of the countries together, literally, not figuratively, roll out those continents into a giant ball, and then block the meteor with like the countries, and then
No life on Earth to end, but the planet is safe, which is what they really wanted to do to protect the planet.
yeah, the planet. The planet. So they're like that was so there you could like if you were doing like one of those Dungeons and Dragons alignment charts, the Katamari aliens they would fall more like chaotic neutral, because other than the princess doing like various tasks for like his father and stuff, the his little cousins just come to planet Earth to like fool around. When you roll up a cousin, they be like, oh, he came to planet Earth to dance with an old guy, or he was just jumping rope, just them fooling around and stuff, neither helping or unhelping like the humans. But then like the prince just up there and rolls up everyone, entire continent, just cause of peer pressure because his fans made him do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like there is no good or evil in his actions. He just has a task and he must complete it.
Yeah, because he doesn't wanna disappoint his dad. Because when he doesn't do what his dad wants, he starts like shooting laser beams and stuff. But then, like the chaotic neutral, it might be the tiny one, but like the father just. I would say that he falls more on more towards the spectrum of evil. But then again, he had like a terrible upbringing, as shown by the flashbacks of We Heart Katamari.
Yeah, like really, they give you the storyline of the father, like to try and explain why he's such an ass.
Yeah.
Like he had a horrible father, and they
Yeah.
killed his girlfriend.
Nah, the girlfriend's fine. No, but then he became a hooligan because he couldn't put out with the pressures of his father. Oh, and there's even a scene where he punches his own old man. He's his old father who's,
Some motivations are very mundane for
uh,
the father of all things.
yeah, yeah, for Fat Willie.
He doesn't Jesus and dad and his dad were like having a fist fight over it.
Yeah, and then he's put terribly raising his own Katamari son. I'm giving you a simple request. Roll up an entire city and never. What happens to the tiny human that you're rolling up? That's fine. We can snap our fingers and they're okay, and they did. But it's just the fact that The planet Earth is their playground, and the humans are just there, are just hoping not to get rolled into the chaos that they bring wherever they go. But yeah, that's Katamari aliens in a nutshell.
It's
Well,
personal for them. They just like doing that.
yeah, it's just them fooling around, and I guess that's just how their children from their planet play. But their lava form are very small, but because we see the size of the king that is huge, so the lava form they're small, but they have a lot of strength, because they can eventually roll up entire cities, clouds, and even into whole entire countries.
I noticed that the bigger the ball it gets, the taller the lava becomes. So I think that once they're able to roll out entire galaxies, and they become the size of the father.
Yeah, they will.
Who controls the cosmos and moves the stars, as he was describing the intro.
Yeah, so then, yeah, it's just
Well, that's
Lovecraftian level aliens messing around.
apparently rolling up stuff is part of the growth development.
Yeah, but yeah, that's another thing, like discussing the what you were hyper discussing like the Katamari growth rate as if it's like the alien from the movie Alien. Hyper discussing that.
Because it takes them 12 minutes to be large enough to roll up entire continents. So, like,
Well, 17 minutes.
17 minutes is a long time, sis.
Yeah, 17 minutes. Well, actually, the opposite. 17 minutes is a short time because, like, then again, the alien from the movie Alien starts as a little guy and then he gigantomizes within half an hour of the movie.
Yeah, from Alien is a Katamari.
Alright, now time to talk about the alien from the movie Alien. Like from this video game is Alien Isolation from 2014, but we played it for the first time like a couple of years, like 2 years ago or something. Back when it was free in like the PlayStation. So not that free, like they give you those random games in like the group membership, and like we took forever to win it, and then it's no longer within our subscription game fee. But that's not important. Like the alien from the movie Aliens, it would just fall under chaotic neutral, just doing its thing, and the humans are just there. It's like getting angry at the alien is like getting angry at an animal that's doing its animal stuff. But it depends because like the queens they display higher intelligence. Like in the movie Aliens where Ripley was trying to bargain with like the alien queen and be like, I take my kid and you get and I won't burn your eggs, and then we'll both go our separate ways, and I'll leave this planet. You can have this whole planet, and then I'll just leave. But then the queen at the end be like, what? I feel like I'm holding all of the cards here. I'm gonna eat that tiny human. But yeah, that's like the only time that like the aliens from like the movie Aliens have shown a slight little bit of nuance. I mean, I guess maybe you could say that we're neomorphs from like the Prometheus movies. What was that movie? The one where the two fast benders play each other's flute.
Oh, yeah, that one. It's a stupid movie.
Yeah, it's a stupid movie. And we're focusing on aliens in video game. Well, the one in the movie Alien Isolation, it feels more like the game developed people that made it more a la the first movie of the movie Aliens.
Yeah, he's basically chaotic neutral, and he will attack anyone, good or evil. Like the humans, you're gonna see them do evil stuff and good stuff, but the alien will kill NPCs around them.
Yeah. If it feels like there's something about like that's why it feels that like the alien hunts like a shark, and if he senses something he'll just jump at you, because at first he's ignoring the robots, but then when they become more sentient they become a target of the aliens. Like the robots are not always a target of the aliens. Even in the movies where Michael Fassbender was able to tame an alien, but I think more like it has to do with the types of like brainwaves that you're emitting, and if you emit signals to the alien that he considers hostile or something, or just something specific, or then you become like his target and then he eats you, because like if you just like faint like Newt did, then he just takes you to your layer in order to turn you into eggs or face huggers and stuff. because it has like the normal animal prerogative of eat, live long and prosper. Cause it's more of an animal type of person, except for the alien queen that you could dormammu I come to bargain with her. Oh yeah, aliens from the movie Aliens. They're fun. Like the next aliens are from the video game Stranded that came out in 2023, and here they are, right here in the foreground. The aliens in this time.
They go in there, completely destroy the population, build buildings. They're definitely chaotic evil.
Yeah.
Fight amongst each other.
They murder. Sometimes they murder each other. Cause sometimes among the people that you're strangled with, they're like flat out serial killers, and then sometimes they like go berserk, and then they start murdering each other. So yeah, since the humans over there are not from that world planet, technically this is a case where the humans are the aliens, are the hostile aliens.
I'm very hostile. They have robots, they have flamethrowers, they have raiders that give them headaches to the bugs that live there, the peaceful bugs that live there.
Yeah, because you don't see like the bugs fighting. You don't see the bugs fighting each other more.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a few that do, but only when they're trained by humans. Like you can
yeah, 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 yeah. Domesticating to have them fight each other, but like I don't remember the time you spend trying to domesticate a bug is like yeah, 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 like we did it on one file and then never again because it just took too many resources to do that, and eventually even the domesticated animal went like berserk because we forgot to feed. Well, the long and short of it is don't bother domesticating animals in the stranded world, and in some missions the humans are there to flip the planet for a profit. We bought a lease on this planet. We're gonna flip it for a profit. If that ain't, if that ain't
planet fixer off.
a party fixer upper, like if that ain't like evil aliens doing stuff, then yeah. Yeah, the aliens in the game Stranded are like the humans. Yeah,
Definitely chaotic evil.
they're very chaotic evil. Well, not for evil.
Yeah, because they have their laws and all.
Yeah,
They're still evil.
yeah, yeah, they're still evil. Yeah, and cause I'm the human, and I deserve everything that there ever was.
Yeah.
Cause of Jesus.
Jesus said, "I own the universe."
Jesus say I'm the master of the universe. I'm He-Man. But whatever. Okay. Like the next alien from this one is the 40 beings from Star Ocean till the end of time. This game came out in 2003, and it was made by Enix before there was a Square in Square Enix. So yeah, like the Star Ocean is like the game that ruined all of the other Star Ocean games because it established the fact that like everyone in Star Ocean is a video game character created by the 4D beings. And like most of this gets the game, it gets very meta at a certain point, by the game creator Loser. But then, because the aliens, his creations, the little humans that he have in the simulation in a computer,
But MMORPG.
in an MMORPG, since they started one day in the last hub, they started resisting the updates because whenever they were gonna update and made the game, more fancy and more futuristic, the locals started resisting the update and even creating their own auditory data, and then he'd be like, well, what the hell are these weird bugs? Because the game and all of its characters, Alaska, they became self-aware. And then even at a certain point, when the computer learned magic,
When the computer learn how to hack the 3D printer and print themselves into
so
the
they learn magic to come into the real world to like go murder his creator. Just imagine if the Dark Souls characters or the Elden Ring characters became self-aware and then they 3D printed themselves into the real world and then they go stabby and murdery like the people from software.
or they start grafting people's hands into their body, like
Like,
the golden, like just
Yeah, it's Godfrey. It's not Godfrey. What was the? I forgot what was
He
the.
died with like a dragon for him.
Yeah, I forget. I just finished playing Elden Ring and I immediately forgot the name of most of the characters. Whatever.
Renala.
Nah, well, she has 4 arms, but whatever. No, I forget. Well, it's not important. The point is that well, it depends on where you fall. Like technically, the 40 beings are the aliens.
They're alien to the world, to
All
the
the
universe.
to the universe of Star Ocean because they are the real humans. While the people from Star Ocean are the digital humans that were created in a simulation. And even after he deletes everything, the people from Star Ocean, like they create with magic their own parallel world, but and they still retain they can no longer be deleted by Lucifer, but they still retain the ability to go into the world to do them physical harm using the time gate. So yeah,
Using the gate of the 3D printer. That's how I see it. They just the way that they're summoning over there, you can see the 3D printing into the real world after they are teleported. That's what.
yeah, yeah.
And when they finally come out with their swords, and it was like, wait, is that like a
Hey, is
picture?
that like a new game feel? Oh my god, they're coming into the real world. And that's it. And then they stab someone. Ah! Imagine that. Something jumps out of the TV and, oh, it is so much fun. And then he stabs you.
Imagine you're fighting this guy. What's it called? Look with the curse.
Oh, yeah, that one.
He just comes out of the screen.
Yeah, no, he's good. Then when he charges at you, he breaks right to the television, and then he charges right into you into the living room, breaking everything.
I know when the curse destroy your house.
Well, but you'll be dead because he's charging anyone who's gotten charged by a horse that's instantly KO. Anyone who's gotten trampled by a horse and survived knows that the horses will kill you. But yeah, that's the 4D alien situation in Star Ocean. They're mutually aliens to each other. And no, like the digital humans and the real humans, but now
like in the game they paint Luther as a lunatic, but he has a good point. They figure out a way to come into a world and inflict harm on us.
yeah, you can't allow that to be running around. It's gonna.
And it's also interesting that all of the video game abilities translate into the real world, so they're able to automatically block bullets and use magic that they created themselves. Kind of use the guild translation.
Yeah. Like it's not like they lose their powers when they transfer over from like the video game world to like the real world. They can still have all of their basic abilities and magic and stuff, and they can automatically revive each other with magic. It's a bad situation if you're a normal human in like the Star Ocean world where like crazy magic video game characters come to murder you because the game creator wanted to do an update on the game.
Yeah, he was really just giving the universe a facelift. It's a you know how in DCU they haven't updated the game in 26 years. Imagine if they try to do that and they suddenly all of the superheroes come out of the game because they're trying to update them.
Yeah, and then like they go on a killing spree because they're resisting the update.
You get Trigon coming out of the TV.
Yeah, but he still has all of his power, but you don't.
It's like, what do you mean you want to update my body? I am Trigon. I don't need to be
I don't
updated.
need it. I don't get murdered by a polygon. Alright. The next alien on the shopping block is Nikki. Cause like even just in this picture right off the bat, like she's like it's established in the first version of the video game, but also on all of the other video games that she's from another world, and then she gets isekai into Mirrorland, and like in her world, everyone even well, it's debatable whether Momo is something that was sometimes he's like a plushie that comes to life, but other times he's Momo from the Momo clan, so he's also kind of an alien. So then it's just she dealing with problems in like other worlds, in a world where the fairies are real and like dragon. Well, I haven't seen a. Well, yeah, the Candace born is a dragon.
It's technically a dragon.
Yeah, a very fairy looking dragon. Yeah, there's dragons there too. But yeah.
Also, in some of the character arc of the when with the new dresses, sometimes they have the little cutouts of dragons, or like this girl with playing with a dragon. That
Yeah, like whenever it starts like a random journey or something. The
they,
same
they
with for
be
we.
dragons in Mirrorland, at least in this
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Well, so far we know one dragon, but there's possibly more. The same way that we know two fairies, Timney and the other shit that trade that gives you like item, very expensive item in exchange for from the exchange shop. I forgot what her name is, but you see, she's like a normally human, like hanging out with like, and she was like brought there by a weird monkey's paw type of wish. So yeah, the atom base in order to like go defeat a bad guy that had some that had 10 of the local humans kidnapped in there in order to feed on their misery. Cozy game of the year, the 2024. Oh yeah. But yeah, just with this steel Charoloni shows she's technically an alien. And never mind that she was brought there by magic, cause sometimes she travels across worlds with science, especially in Shiny Nikki with when she goes into a world into a space station that is dying because using the power of a simulation created by Glow. Nobody remembers the plot of Shining Nikki. Everyone like tapped out after a certain point.
That's a cool level.
Yeah, like Queen Lilith was like the last time that like in Shining Nikki was good. Like it's a usual problem with like the side stories and the side characters are more interesting than what the main character is up to. Perfect example, but whatever. The point is that well she tries to like she in Infinity Nikki she's displayed as lawful good. She does like your standard Mary Sue goody two shoe. But I'm never gonna forget that time in Shining Nikki where she held an elf at gunpoint while the police was trying to stop her, and then she used her telepathy to cause physical harm to like the police trying to arrest her for holding an elf at gunpoint.
Oh, the fact that you can use AK-47s as fashion accessories in the world.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah. Guns were fashion accessories in like Shiny Nikki. Coffee game or the mobile self. Nikki. Never change. Don't change. Shiny Nikki. It made it more fun when she had was constantly struggling against the darkness in her. Which is not. It
Yeah,
isn't. Yeah, she got too good. She has no character flaws. Everything she does is perfect and
well, they gave her one character flaw, and that she's ridiculously ambitious.
ambitious.
Yeah, she's constantly looking for blinks. That's
Oh yeah, yeah. She's greedy.
not just greedy, characterly greedy.
Yeah, constant, and she sees bling on your roof. She's gonna mess up your tiles and like go after them. And mess up your roof. Are you gonna pay for it? No.
I don't have the blink.
I just wasted all of the bling on the bling on the gacha machine. And I gotta get more outfits to get more outfits so I can get more outfits, so I can get more outfits. Yeah. No, no, it's kind of like she represents the sin of the deadly sin of greed, while Momo is gluttony. But yeah, those are the two negative character traits that they have over there. She's greedy as hell. And while Momo, everything, oh, the sun looks like a barbecue. Everything looks like food.
It's like he's channeling Garfield at times. Except that it's not lasagna, it's barbecue.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
cannot feed your cat barbecue.
yeah. It's bad for it. But he's Momo from the Momo clan, so he's not a cat, technically. Also, even he be like, oh, talking cat. That's a good joke. Seriously, Momo. But yeah, she is technically an alien. Because she comes from another world. Because she comes from another world. And where like the humans are are the predominant like life form. Well, they was given like a mind wipe. They reset her to factory default. But then there's also the seer who gets whatever. We're not gonna get too caught up because on the plot of Nikki because it changes from update to update, and I already did a whole story about it. But yeah, Nikki's an alien.
Sí, bueno.
The next alien on the shopping block is Samus Aran. I would say that she falls under lawful evil because, yeah, she's she's getting rid of what her countrymen tell her is a hostile, evil aliens, and then she just.
Pirates,
Uh,
kidnappers, but
but most of the time, she's just blowing a random planet, just getting in there, shooting everything that moves. Yeah.
she lands on your planet. You have days before it blows up.
Yeah, like that's a standard in all of the video games on Metro that at the end of the game, the planet blows. And she was at first hunting the Metroids, but then she became the Metroid, and then afterwards she was hunting the X, the Mega Man X, and then she became X. But yeah, it's
Hunting the Soho, and then she became raised by the Soho planet.
yeah, and then she fought her father, who was the original Angry Bird. Oh my god, like 20 long running minutes. That's a lot because you don't progress in the stages of the final boss if you don't do parries. 8 perfect parries, and then a battle that can be over in 5 minutes just lasts for an eternity because the bird doesn't have an HP bar. He has stay. You just have to kill him in a cinematic fashion, otherwise it's just gonna go. The battle's gonna go on forever.
Then you can just simply dodge and attack him forever.
Then what you have to master the parry mechanic. There's just no way around it. Oh yeah, this game Metroid Dread 2021. Nintendo made it for the Switch. But yeah, she's technically the hostile alien, and everything else is just trying to wrangle her because this lunatic's gonna blow up their planet.
Yeah, as soon as she lands on a planet, you have days to evacuate. Otherwise, it's over.
Yeah. So yeah, don't invite Samus to like planet Earth. It's gonna murder us all. It's gonna end badly. Like the last aliens that I wanted to talk about are like the little mimic aliens from like the video game Prey, but the Prey from like 2017 and it was made by Arcane Studios and published by Bethesda. So it's a Skyrim people, believe it or not.
Yeah, but we gotta specify which Prey because there's like 6 video games called Prey. So it's
Yeah.
this Prey specifically that we're talking about.
Yeah, not
Not the other Preys.
not the other Preys. And
This is a good one.
the good one. And for all we know, they're gonna bring out a Prey video game based on the Prey movie where you're like where you're Connor from like the Assassin's Creed guy fighting alien. Yeah, it's an Assassin's Creed game, but but it's alien, but it's a predator.
So they stab the predator in the neck, and then like the acid blood destroys the knife.
Well, that's a predalien.
Predalien.
Yeah, the predator doesn't have the acid blood that the aliens have.
Yeah, they have like glowing.
Yeah, they have like Gatorade blood. Yeah, they use Gatorade in the first movie to get like
Glow.
the weird glow. Gatorade was not healthy back in the 80s.
Healthy now.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't drink it. Hashtag not sponsor. Hashtag unsponsor. Hashtag unsponsor. Whatever. But yeah, like in this universe, the whatchamacallit, what's his name? What's the guy that got shot? President guy that got shot. Kennedy. Like in this alternative verse, Kennedy didn't get shot. Well, or maybe he dodged a bullet and he hit his wife, or whatever.
It went across his ear.
Or maybe it only grazed his ear. The point is that Kennedy survived his assassination attempt, and then since he was heavily invested into space exploration, then the world continued to develop in that direction, and then eventually there was the Talos space station, and then they were messing around in space near the moon. Then they discovered the little aliens just floating around in space looking for any organic matter to consume in order to replicate. So then the typhoons. So then they started studying the typhoons, as humans often do. You bring the hostile alien into the spaceship and hilarities.
And then it turns out they feed on consciousness in specific. So then the question became, how do we do that? And then they
Yeah, how do they do that? And then eventually the spoiler alert for the ending of the game. Yeah, the aliens made it back to Earth. So then, like, in throughout the game, they were trying to get like the whole plot is that they kidnap that they're using and that they're trying to reprogram a prey alien in order to teach it that humanity is good, in order to send him back as a type of ambassador in something, so that he can convince the prey aliens that humanity's life has worse. Cause like by the end of the game, the prey aliens won, and they're consuming all of the organic matter in planet Earth, a la alien style.
well, they consume the consciousness. They literally eat souls. They're more like demons than anything.
Yeah,
So like they have to bargain with them because those things are eating the souls of every living thing on Earth. It's like no
yeah,
heaven, no hell. It's like
yeah,
complete
yeah,
bullshit.
yeah. You're part of that. You're part. Like they biologically fuse with them. But like during the rants, like most of you would consider that they just chaotic neutral, that they just doing their own thing. Like how they explain it is that they don't have mirror neurons or whatever. The thing that makes humans feel bad whenever they do harm to others. That they lack empathy, and that's why they don't. That's why they don't care about who they harm and whatever. But the humans who were experimenting on it also didn't lack empathy. And like when Morgan Wu is going on one of her little video runs, she's saying, "I feel that they hate us." So maybe they were just roaming around in outer space, and then when the prey aliens got to know the humans better, because when you start since it's later established that they work as a mind hive, then I guess they grew to hate the human after all of the experiments that they suffer.
No, the thing about hatred on that scene, the way that I see is that they were trying to teach you, the alien, what hatred was by making you experience it through.
To Morgan use memory. So
But I don't think the aliens know what hate is, which is why in the simulation they have to teach you what hate was.
yeah, that's probably it. But yeah, it just trying to teach an alien. Trying to about humans so that they stop murdering the humans.
Because like the prey aliens, they don't see us as anything other than food.
Yeah. But then you could consider even going further back the fact that the prey aliens they can fuse very well with the humans and vice versa. The way that I see it is that the prey aliens are some futuristic humans that like evolve into that, and then since the main human drive is to consume everything and everyone, and they see themselves as like the higher species, when they flew back to Earth, they started to cannibalize the lower level humans, because you try to put like dog into a human, and then both of them die. But I feel that the fact that the prey aliens fuse very well with the humans and vice versa, what the problem is that the alien is also a human, just something a type of human that evolved weirdly.
Yeah, you never see a prey transforming into a cat or a dog. It's always a humanoid or an object.
Yeah, made by a human.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's just theory and speculation at this point.
yeah, again theory.
I'm glad I got it.
Yeah, I haven't passed by there in a while, but yeah, that's the prey. If they're highly evolved humans, that would explain why they can hate. Cause humans will hate people who experiment on them and they're mean to them. And then and then eventually they call like the big giant prey in order to, cause maybe the little ones were just her larvae that were exploring in outer space, eating stuff, and then they call their mom after a certain point, and then it goes, and then it is the entire space station, and then the planet too. Well, whatever. I'm overthinking the game prey, but then again, that's what we're here for, to talk about aliens in video games. I hope you find like this video game rant amusing. Bye bye and God bless.